Welcome back, everyone, to another segment of the MCR. Mac and me. My name's TJ. We're on multiple platforms. Aside from YouTube, BitChute, I always like to give the shameless plug for Rumble. We're on Rumble. MI Conservative Roundtable, all one word. At some point, YouTube's going to grow weary of us and probably give us the boot. So I'm just kind of prepping for that day, we'll say, you know. Then we won't have to worry about self-censor. Thank you. But anyways, in this segment, I'm compelled for us to share our thoughts on just some of the stunts Nikki Haley's been involved in this past week.
She's a piece of work.
I just and it had me thinking about a bunch of stuff. And I heard people mentioning something that I've suspected right from the very start, because it especially has become popular this past week to refer to Nikki Haley as the spare to the heir, or however they want to say it. In other words,
I like that. That's accurate. Although I'm going to tell you, there's probably 24 people that could run and beat her should Trump, for whatever reason, be disallowed on the ballot, or God forbid die, or something, not be on the November ballot. She wouldn't be the choice.
As usual, you fast forwarded to one of my points further into the segment, but that's all right. You know, I digress. But anyways, I just, you know, she had that press conference on Thursday. I did not think she was going to bow out. I immediately assumed this was a stunt of hers, which it was. And I had to wonder, how could so many people that are supposed to be so up to speed fall for that nonsense? You know, right. She gets free 30 minutes or however long she was nationwide TV to say, I don't care if I win or lose in the South Carolina primary, I'm staying in to the end, or whatever.
Yeah. When you think of Nikki Haley, some things should come to your mind, folks. Nikki Haley, think of Mitch McConnell. Nikki Haley, think of Lindsey Graham. Nikki Haley, think of Mitt Romney. Think of Liz Cheney, and all of the Dan Crenshaws, all the little backstabbing rhinos. That's what Nikki Haley is, in my point of view.
Well, you know, and I'm sure everyone's aware of this now, that we've just now had the South Carolina primary, and Trump won decidedly. The final total was Trump got somewhere in the neighborhood of 61% to Nikki Haley's 39%. Yeah. I actually thought it would be a little bit more disparity, but you know what? I can live with 61-39. Especially,
there's a track record in presidential history, and I'm sure someone out there, if I'm even off by one, will correct me. If you don't win your home state, you can't be elected. So look at it this way: if she can't beat Trump in a primary, you think she's going to beat a Democrat in the general election? No,
there you go. Beat me
to my point. She's lost. I'm sorry. Say again.
There you go, beating me into one of my points, but that's all right.
You need to speed it up.
Yeah. You know, and I thought, you know, she's been stomping around for weeks now saying Donald Trump can't win. Well, you know what? If Donald Trump can't win, I'm not convinced any Republican can win.
Well, I would tell you there's no chance in hell a Republican can win other than Donald Trump. Well, I know the high roaders, they want their God knows who out there.
I guess what I'm saying is from the angle of we fully expect the Democrats to employ trickery, electoral anomalies, dare we say outright thievery, okay?
Right.
So, and I guess in that context, if Trump can't win, none of them are going to win. So I don't know what she's thinking, you know? Does she really think that, yeah, they may not let Trump win, but, they'll let me win? Oh, Where's her head on
Well,
that?
here's the thing that she knows that we don't. How in bed she is with the deep state. And who is the deep state? Is the deep state going to quell the election anomalies by throwing a Nikki Haley in there and getting rid of Joe Biden because he's so useless?
I'm not convinced they would go that far. I think they'd sooner have Kamala Harris there than Nikki Haley.
Well, I don't see a difference between the two because she tows and does what the left wants.
Well, yeah, but get the real thing while you can, you know?
Well, they all know Kamala is, she's dangerous because she's stupid.
One of my thoughts in all of this was, with the exception of Vivek Ramaswamy, all these people that were, campaigning in the early stages of the Republican primary, with the exception of Vivek Ramaswamy, I don't think, and sad to say this would include DeSantis, in my opinion, I don't think none of them fully understood or grasped the idea that the Trump base feels so wronged by the establishment that the only way to right that wrong is a Trump win. And
Correct.
Would I vote for a Ron DeSantis? Certainly. But I wouldn't feel a DeSantis win would adequately right the wrong to Trump.
Well, if Nikki Haley is the nominee, I don't even go out in the snow to vote because Nikki Haley, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, who the hell ever, no difference.
And, taking Ron DeSantis out of the group that I just mentioned, I don't see how any of these establishment Republicans, Nikki Haley, Twinkie eating Chris Christie, Pence.
He's eating them a whole lot more than a Twinkie, brother.
But
when he takes a bite of pizza, it's right into the crust.
Yeah, I don't see these establishment Republicans really having much of a political future. I think that's why Ron DeSantis got out when he did. Was he thought, you know what? If I want to be viable 2 to 4 years down the road, I need to cut bait.
Yeah, there's always a trial balloon. In '92, Bill Clinton ran with no intention of winning. He was looking at '96 because he didn't think he could beat George H.W. Bush because Bush had an approval rating, if you remember, at one point of like 93%. So I think DeSantis had a little bit of Nikki Haley thinking, well, Trump's going to prison, and so I'll be an opportunist and jump in here. And you know what? He bowed out quick because A, the money isn't there, and two, for the reason you gave, I'm going to try to get the scuff marks off me from this run. But she's got nothing to lose. She's not getting elected. She can run up a bunch of bills and then, get money from people and from the RNC and keep it for her personal piggy bank.
My final thought on this matter, because she's not going to be the nominee. There's only one way of her becoming the nominee, and I don't even want to verbally say what that involves for fear of getting in trouble.
Well, here's the thing. I think if somehow Donald Trump decided tomorrow, you know what, I just don't want to be president, which that's impossible. But if it did, she's not going to be the nominee anyway.
No, Ron DeSantis would have a better chance than she would.
Well, there's probably, and we could do a video on this, 10 other people who could beat her.
My final thought on this is, if Trump doesn't win the presidential election this year, because she says he can't, okay? She says she can't, and I would contend that if he doesn't, man, it could be a cold day in hell before any Republican ever wins again.
I couldn't agree more. And, Nikki Haley, this tells you a lot about her. Facts don't matter to her. And the facts are the national polls show Trump doing really well. So where does this notion come from with her other than wishful thinking?
Yeah. And one of the things she's been employing is she's adopted some of the Democrat talking points. And you know what? I don't get it because it's what you might as well say as far as the establishment goes, she's thrown caution to the wind at this point.
Well, she's got nothing to lose. She's
That's
throwing,
right.
in
That's
football
right.
terms, a Hail Mary.
And here's some else. You can add her to the list of people that Trump's exposed. I got to tell you, 6 years ago.
Vivek certainly exposed her.
Oh well, yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is 5, 6 years ago, I never viewed her this way. But when I heard she was running for president, I just really felt like it was a slap in our face, my face. I mean,
yeah.
And you've heard me rant before on this. I'm for a reckoning. I feel so grievously offended at what happened 4 years ago that nothing will satisfy me but a reckoning. Okay.
Well, you want that. I'm a little different in so much as I want it because I think he's the best man for the job. I think the economy would be at its best. I think energy would be at its best. And in my wildest dreams, he cleans house of the alphabet groups.
Yeah. Yes, most certainly.
And maybe he puts Merrick Garland in jail.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And we haven't even touched on all that legal nonsense he's been having to wade through. And that's this
Banana Republic shit.
Yeah. So that's all I got. I was just compelled to vent and rant about Nikki's stunts, especially the past 7 days.
Well, she's nobody, and she's going nowhere.
All right. Well, that's all I got for this one. I guess that's a wrap, and we'll catch you all in the next segment. Thanks, everyone. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.